Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start by asking you a few questions. Who here has or knows someone who's been a victim of fire? Like home fire, anybody? Who here has or knows someone who's been a victim of a burglary and or home invasion? My name is Chris Burrows. I'm a sales rep for ADT Security Systems. Actually, I work for Absolute Security, which is an authorized dealer of ADT, but we just go by the ADT name. It's the most common known by everybody. I'm here to explain the importance of having a security system in order to prevent fire, medical, and police emergencies. I'm going to start by going over the basic equipment that constitutes a security system. You get the keypad, keychain, motion detector, glass break, door contacts, optional smoke and heat, and medical pendants, as well as yard signs and window decals. Now, fire emergency is the first thing I'm going to talk about. I'm going to refer to a quote from NFPA. It is 4 out of 10 homes between 2003 and 2006 were fire deaths of people in the home for not even having smoke detectors. This isn't talking about just a security system. This is just a basic form of protection that right there, that smoke detectors that everybody has already in their house. And that's just by that. Now, I don't know how you guys feel, but to me personally, like, fire is more important than a burglar, because a burglar can come into your house, he can pick and choose, but a fire will take everything from you. Now, on the main keypad that I showed you earlier, there's a fire button, so in case, like, you smell smoke in your house, push the fire button. It's going to send a signal to the ambulance or police department and fire department. They're going to come get you. Now, optional equipment that goes with fire is a smoke and heat detector. Now, this works differently as opposed to the the standard alarm right there. Is a smoke and heat. It measures the density and or the rapid change of temperature. It can detect a electrical fire 30 minutes up to before it's going to be an inferno in your house. Now, the next emergency I'm going to talk about is medical emergencies. Now, we all have grandmas. We all have grandmas. Now, the medical pendant that I talk to you is an additional piece of equipment that goes around, grandma's neck, and say she's walking around the house and she falls down. Who's going to save grandma? Because not everybody visits grandma all the time. It's normally just holidays and everything. Now, grandma can push the button, and it's going to immediately dispatch ambulance to her house to take care of her. Now, I have a quote from Civil Urco, author of Home Safety Behaviors of Elderly People, that just pretty much is a survey that they took on identifying common, obstacles and dangers for elderly people in their home. Next emergency is all police-related emergencies. Now, I have a quote by Robert Liddon, article of Dear Data Dog. He's quoted by saying, "It must be January when the joy of Santa's visit turns to fears of home invasion." Now, he also goes into detail and gives statistics that the FBI, based on crime report, that January is actually the biggest time of the year. 9% of the annual break-ins happen in January. Typically after everybody gets all their new things and stuff for Christmas, that's when burglars, they go nuts for that. Now, the keypad also has police emergencies as well. If you're in your home and your system's already alarmed, and say you saw somebody walk outside that they're not supposed to be there, push the button, police automatically be dispatched to your house. Now, we also have the wireless keychain remote, which typically goes with the keys in the car. You can arm and disarm your system from over 500 feet away from the house. Now, say you're coming home, you got groceries all in your hands, and your system's on. You don't want to set it off by opening the door, so you can turn it off with a keychain. As well as you're lying in bed. Say you forgot to set your system, just reach over, hit the button, turn your system on. Now, as well as we're going to have door contacts that are going to set up a perimeter around your home in order to, that if also your system's not on, the door contacts will act as your system's still going to talk to you. It's going to say specifically which doors are open. It's going to say front door open. So it's just to add a piece of security even when it's not even on. As well as a motion detector, which is going to go in the corner. It's going to set up it's going to shoot out 2 lasers at a 45-degree angle, which is going to cover all the windows. So if anybody was to cut the window, pop the window, break the window out, it's going to set up an interior trap so anybody comes dead in the water, they're done. Now, an example of a home invasion comes from a football player who was actually shot and later died in the hospital due to internal bleeding from one of his major arteries. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, he didn't, I don't know if he already had a security system. I can tell you if he had a security system that was on, he would have been much more aware of what was going on in his house, and there could have been prevented. Now, of course, a common thing, you know, most people, I've been in this business for a while, and, you know, I get things, oh, my gun protects me, oh, my dog protects me. Well, I believe in right to bear arms, I have a dog, but who's gonna protect them, you know, when, like, I can't? So according to article, Protecting Your Home, one of the biggest enemies of home security is thinking, it won't happen to me. As well as, so for people, you know, who have those things, all I got to say to that is, can your gun dial 911? Can your dog put out a fire? Now, wouldn't it be safe to say that it's better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it? Okay. Well, a security system, my friends, is a peace of mind. And don't take the risk when it comes to your home and family. Thanks. Have a great day.
So make you laugh.
This is on the count.
Okay.
1 second, Jeany.
Because the motion detector that now killed the Robert Ford.
No, like they're called. I'm sorry. I just did this today. Give me a break.
Yeah, because if you have it on the nice paper, you can actually use that later, like actual nice paper. And you put it all the time, but because something that passes more requires
Okay, so camera ready?
Yep.
Thanks.
Go.
Camera.
Why you should only buy and eat naturally raised beef. Industrial farming has been known as the convenient way to produce the nation's food, but is it causing more harm than it is letting on? All this meat we buy in food stores and fast food places, do we really know where it comes from? Are we able to trust that the USDA has it under control when they make rules regarding our meat inspection to be passed? You need to consider all these questions when you're making the decision to buy that next steak or burger, because it can cost you your life. In fact, according to Richard Liberty, author of the article, Should We Fear Our Food?, 500 Americans are killed each year by listeria, a foodborne bug found in deli meats, and 76 million illnesses are caused by food in the U.S. yearly. We may not hear too much about these deaths, but we do hear a lot about E. coli. We are always hearing about meat recalls, which should not be occurring if our meat is inspected well. According to MSNBC.com, one strain of E. coli infects 70,000 Americans each year and kills 52. This was taken from an article that was addressing 2 deaths in 2009 from E. coli. The E. coli problem is from large amounts of feedlot cattle living in unsanitary conditions in small pastures. What has been the solution to this E. coli problem? Injecting beef with ammonia. According to Michael Moss, author of Safety of Beef Processing Method is Questioned, the company who originally created this idea of preventing E. coli was once in the pet food industry. The United States Department of Agriculture approved this and said that it destroys E. coli by making it undetectable. Not only is meat sold in stores filled with ammonia, it is also filled with antibiotics and hormones. 70% of the antibiotics made in the U.S. are used by the large American meat farms. In fact, the same antibiotics given to cows are also used by Americans. Bacteria is becoming resistant to the antibiotics given to cows through their food and water. Now when you eat bacteria-laden meat, you're not able to fight off the infection using common antibiotics because the bacteria is resistant to it, just like it was on the cow. Not only are you unable to tell if you have eaten bacteria-laden steak, but you also do not know for sure if the meat you buy is fresh. Meat sold in stores may look red and fresh, but it really looks that way because it's injected with carbon monoxide. By doing this, the meat still looks fresh, but it could be sit out for days and it would still look that way. So if you're going to buy meat in the store, make sure you check the date and not based on the color of the meat. There are many other reasons not to buy mass-manufactured beef from large-scale companies. America's poor food standards are nationally known. Europeans will not even buy Americans' meat because they understand the dangers of hormone-injected meat. In fact, there's a lot of hormones and antibiotics in the meat that long words that really you can't even pronounce because there's so many of them in there. All this meat is harmful to eat and should not be consumed by people, especially children. There's a safe way to eat meat, and that is to buy it from a local farm, a small farm who is not mass-producing fast-growing cows. You need to buy from a farm that does not feed hormones or chemicals to the cows. This meat has little as 3% fat and is extremely flavorful. I can tell you from personal experience. My house, we have a small farm, and each year we buy 4 cows when they're young, and you raise them and they eat fresh grass, and they're not injected with any hormones or chemicals, and you can eat your meat with safe peace of mind because you know where it comes from. Know where your food comes from, and I urge you to support local farmers by buying fresh meat and boycott large companies that care more about profit than you. Thanks.